how understanding is a condition for more patience, but usually we take it for my patience or the other's patience or my lack of patience or the others. But it's just another Dhamma, and usually there's so much clinging to having patience and aversion when there's impatience, but they're just different Dhammas arising by conditions, gone instantly, just the way it has to be by conditions. And Advait, anything you would like to bring up today?
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. In a conventional way, I'm saying that as a human being, whenever certain craving arises, it becomes difficult to become aware of dhammas, and one gives way to that craving. So, how to strengthen this practice? Matlab, yeah, how to get established in observation of Dhamma.
Actually, it's just like what we were saying about when there's impatience, like last time you said, oh, I wonder why do people speak like that or behave like that, or why do people not keep the appointments, or so and so and so. And it's the same with craving. Why is there such strong craving and so little awareness? They're all just different dhammas arising by conditions. They can't be any other way. And the more minding about the craving, the more clinging is being accumulated. So the point of understanding is accepting, being content with whatever is conditioned. If it's craving, it's craving. If it's impatience, it's impatience. If it's seeing now, it's seeing. It's just the way it is. So rather than trying to get rid of craving, what about understanding the clinging to not having craving even now? How about now? Is there craving now?
Yeah,
Most of the day,
yeah,
craving, clinging to what's seen, to what's heard, to what's thought about, to what's tasted, to what's thinking about what's tasted. So it's just so very common. So it's the way life goes by conditions, lots of ignorance, lots of attachment, lots of craving. So little awareness, as you say, because when there's craving, ignorance, no awareness. But none of these dharmas belong to you or me. They're just arising by conditions. But understanding can begin to work its way, even in the middle of thinking and dreaming about what was eaten for lunch or what one would like to see. There can be moments of understanding, moments of awareness that it is just clinging, a dharma, and gone, not my clinging. So always back to this moment. And when there's the minding, not liking it, it's just dosa being accumulated because of the clinging. But the main point is they're just passing dhammas, or anatta.
And when craving arises, one has already given way to craving.
okay.
So, yeah, we have the idea that if craving is there, but somehow if there's awareness of the craving, then it will not condition any act of body or speech on our part. But that's a misunderstanding of awareness and its function. Awareness accompanies every wholesome cetasika, every moment of wholesome consciousness, but it itself and also has the function of guarding the sense doors. But it is not a strategy for stopping unwholesome tendencies from arising. It's not a strategy that we can deploy to stop the craving that has already arisen, or to stop it from continuing. So as Sarah said, the path taught by the Buddha is the path of understanding the true nature of any reality that is arising at the present moment. And if that's craving, then so be it, that's a reality. But again, we can't choose the object that awareness and understanding will have. It's just by conditions that it may be the craving that is the object of awareness and understanding, or it may be some other reality. For the purposes of development of the path, it doesn't matter what the reality is. Even if we have strong defilements, we should not hold the idea that there needs to be more awareness of the strong defilements, because that is a subtle way of trying to select the object of the awareness and understanding. So just let conditions determine that, and that this requires confidence that that the way is not by our guiding the awareness and understanding as to what should be its object. Thank you.
Jonathan, I actually did not understand what you said.
Thanks for pointing that out. I'll try and be a bit clearer. So you talked about the difficulty of having awareness of craving, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you said
the difficulty is giving away to craving.
The giving way to craving. Okay. So you talked about the tendency, once craving has arisen, to give way to it.
Yeah.
So I misheard you on that point. I thought you talked about the difficulty of being aware of the craving that had arisen. No?
Yeah, means there is a little bit awareness probably, but sometimes because of that awareness, able to look at it, and in human beings, in daily life, what one does is one just distracts, a little bit of distraction, because um, uh, that is how we are trained. But sometimes
Yes.
that doesn't happen. The mind wants to indulge in that. Maybe it's a food, or a movie or something. And then
But do we have the idea that if there was more awareness of the craving, then one wouldn't give in to the craving so much?
no, may not be true.
It's not true. Correct.
Yeah.
And
So the function of the reason we are interested in the Dhamma, because it helps us to understand the reality of the present moment, the true nature of that.
Yeah.
So it's not a strategy for having less agusala. It's not a strategy for stopping giving in to craving, for example.
Yeah. But that is the outcome, right?
It depends. And the outcome is beyond our control. Or, yeah. So in the back of, this is what I'm getting at, in the back of our mind, we have the idea that if there's more awareness, then there'll be less agusala in our day-to-day life, right? Yeah. And that's what is the general, that's how people generally understand awareness and its role. But this is not how the Buddha taught it.
But
He taught,
akushala brings more suffering, right?
say again,
Akushala dhammas brings more suffering,
what kind of suffering?
more agitation, as
Yes.
someone was
Cor- yeah.
Classwin was saying, they are all friends. When patience comes, metta comes. When
Yes.
agitation comes, more fear, anger, jealousy, everything, they arise
Yeah.
together.
But they are just different realities.
Yeah.
So we can't, if we go through this life having heard the Dhamma, but still clinging to the idea that we need to have less agitation, then there's a conflict, because the development of understanding is not about having less agitation in our daily life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, yes, Advait.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Advait, I mean, obviously, you're talking about controlling craving and you see it as a problem, and you've tried many methods, and you've tried and tried and tried. It's never worked, right?
Yeah.
Right. And not only you, everyone everywhere across the world from thousands of years to now have tried, not just in India, in Thailand, in Japan, in America, everywhere they've tried, and in the end it's all failed.
It's all.
So failed. I mean, it's never worked.
Yeah. Failed.
It's never worked, and that's why uh, you know uh, we all need the Buddha, because he's the one who showed the path, the
Yeah.
only way outside to get rid of craving, to go above all kinds of craving,
Yeah.
and to finally get rid of it. Now, why it does not go, and as John and Sarah have both, expressed and illustrated, this craving is there all day, no matter in what. Even when you want to get rid of craving, it's there. Right? So one thing you might like to consider, that each time you want to be a better person, or have have more awareness, more understanding, less craving, less anger, and all that, what is it at that moment? Is it not just more wanting, more
Yes.
craving?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what it means, that craving is there, and until and unless we follow the path to the very end, it's not going to disappear. So there's no use fighting it. Jonathan said that uh, uh, it's not about trying to get rid of akusala, because trying to get rid of akusala is just more akusala. So this is the trap we get in. Again and again, even after hearing the Dhamma for years, because of the lack of understanding, we get into the same trap again and again. But slowly, friends like John, Sarah, Tanachan, we all help each other, help us to understand that this is the trap, this is the kind of trap we all get into, and this is what happens if so long as the understanding is not there. And that's why the path is only about understanding what appears now, no matter what, not just the akusla, but kusla, not just kusla or akusla, but every reality, every feeling, every thought and thinking, the visible object, the sound, and all that. Because you can see, for example, that what is their craving on? It's on towards sound, towards different colors, towards different tastes. So it's because we don't understand the nature of these dhammas. And because of ignorance, there is craving.
Yeah.
And then
And I
we
think,
try to not to have those craving, then it's just more craving. Okay,
and I
now I
think if
let
I
John
just
continue.
interpose for a second, you mean any reality, not every reality,
Yeah, any reality.
any reality, right?
Right. And particularly to make the point, it's the reality which appear. We're not talking about which do not appear. So any reality that is appearing now can be the object of craving, and does.
And one other small point to summarize, Advait, is that you mentioned the difficulty of giving away to craving. But the reason it's so difficult is because actually it's impossible, because dhammas are anatta. You would like Advait to be able to give away the craving or not give in to the craving. But there's no Advait to do anything. No you, no me to stop craving or change it or not give in to it. So it's clinging to the I, that I can do this, I can do that, I can stop being impatient, I can stop giving in to craving. But dhammas are anatta, arising by conditions, not by your will. That's the main point.
Yeah.
So
And the
it
other
comes
thing,
down to the
Advait,
letting go of the idea of I that can do this or that.
Yeah.
and the other thing, Advait, is that we think we know craving. That this moment there is craving. When anyone asks, is there craving? You say yes, craving. And when in a day you're attached to different things, we think we know it. We don't. We just have a conceptual idea about it based on past experiences, that this is a situation where it's craving, and another situation it's anger. And of course, by way of feeling, one is pleasant, the other is unpleasant. But the craving itself is not known. So it's a long way to really get rid of craving. There's a lot to understand before we can, get things, you know, actually know, starting with even know what the path is and just not go wrong.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see what Ajahn would like to add or, or mention.
Are we studying Dhamma now?
Yes.
Okay, so what Dhamma now that we are studying?
Right understanding.
Okay, it understands what? When it's right understanding.
It is a Dhamma, Chetasika.
Now, what did the seeker now?
Now, attention.
Okay, what is it?
It is a Dhamma, it is non-self.
Is it the chief of experiencing the object? Because there are so many realities arising together, sharing the same object. And
Yeah.
the difference between all of them is that only one reality which arises and experiences the object clearly, no matter how many mental realities arising together, but just only one is the chief of experiencing what is there right now.
Right
Is,
now?
yeah,
Yes.
is it Dhamma?
Yes.
We are studying Dhamma
Yes.
to understand the truth of no one, not anything at all.
Yeah.
What is there has reason, not just only one alone, but there are many realities arising together, but just only one appears at the moment only. So now, what appears?
Now, there is hearing.
Okay, hearing appears or sound appear.
Yeah. Sound appears. Then here.
Does hearing appear?
Yeah. It's a.
No, no, no. See, studying Dhamma is understanding what is there right now, any moment, to begin to understand what is meant by Dhamma.
Hmm.
Is Dhamma real?
Yes.
Does it arise?
Yes.
Can it arise alone by itself?
No.
So each moment is conditioned for that which is now appearing, right?
Yeah.
So at moment of hearing, what appears?
At moment of hearing, there are different dhammas appear, but one dhamma which appears is contact, phassa.
Okay, what are they? Just one at a time. Only one can appear. Even there are so many realities arising together, but just only one can appear at a time. So when we talk about sound, what appears?
Sanya.
Advait, I think you may be confused by the word appears. So at the moment of hearing, what is experience?
Words.
Really? At the moment of hearing, are there any words?
It's just the sound, but then there
Just
is
the sound.
just
The sound is experienced by the hearing. So we can say the sound is experienced, or at that moment, the sound appears.
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, at the moment of hearing, there are other cetasikas arising, but they're not experienced at that moment. They don't appear at that moment because only sound can appear at the moment of hearing. No words, no sanya, no passa, only sound appears at the moment of hearing.
Okay.
That's Ajahn point just at that moment. Ajahn, please.
So right now again, what appears?
Sound appears.
What is sound?
It's a Rupa Dhamma.
What does you mean, Rupa Dhamma? What do you mean by Rupa Dhamma?
It cannot experience anything itself.
So can the ear experience anything?
No.
What can experience sound?
The hearing consciousness.
Okay, so hearing is a reality, right?
Yeah.
From now on, no, that is the understanding of the nature of hearing. No one there at all.
Yeah.
So at any moment in life from now on, it's the development of understanding the nature of hearing when it's there, as it is, not I or anyone at all. And that is a Dhamma. So we are studying Dhamma, what is there right now, not just only sound,
There is
not,
seeing.
not just only sound. So again, the question is, does the hearing appear as sound or anything? Does it appear now?
Yes. The hearing appears as sound.
No, sound appears or hearing appears.
Sound appears.
At moment of sound appearing, can hearing appear?
No.
So at any moment of sound appears, hearing does not appear.
Yeah.
So when does hearing appear?
Immediately after the sound appears.
No, it does not appear yet. Right? Only just sound appears all day from now and now and now and now. But does hearing appear? To understand the truth, the reality, to let go ignorance and the idea of self, which is so very deep, without understanding what is there right now, little by little, to have firm confidence of Dhamma. What is Dhamma? What is the reality of the Dhamma? See, we learn little by little. And at moment of understanding it, it's the moment of letting go. Ignorance and attachment to no matter what is there as something or someone right now, isn't it?
Yes.
So
I could just, excuse me, Ajahn, just to try and help advise on this point. after the sound is experienced, there's a lot of thinking about the sound, right?
Mm.
The words, the meaning, who's the speaker, and so forth.
Yeah.
Is there thinking about the hearing?
No.
No, because it didn't appear anyway. Only the sound is noticed, is apparent. So that's Ajahn's point, that the sound appears, the hearing is arising at the same time, but it doesn't appear.
Oh.
And also, Advait, it's something that I get from Thangachan is that the not only the hearing does not appear even in the thinking that follows, it does not even appear, it's not even thought about in a day, because there's so little understanding. But as understanding grows, and as Ajahn just explained, that when hearing does not appear, but sound appears, and we're studying Dhamma, we know that when sound appears, there must be hearing. So slowly we consider that about you talked earlier about contact and sanya and all that. There are different dhammas that arise together at that moment when sound appears and performing different functions, but they themselves don't appear. But the chitta, which is chief, without which there wouldn't be the experience of sound, is must be there. And slowly, as we understand, we consider more and more. We can start in a day as based on the developed understanding to consider that in a day there is hearing. There is hearing, although the hearing itself does not appear. But even that, it almost never happens. Even to me, it does not happen because the understanding is so low. In a day, who thinks about hearing? We only think not only about sound as sound, we think about sound of something, sound of music, sound of words, sound of people, sound of birds. Even thinking about sound as just sound is so rare. So let alone thinking about the hearing as just as a Dhamma, as a reality.
Okay. Thank you.
And when there's thinking about hearing, it's the idea of hearing. It's still not the reality of hearing that is appearing. It's the concept, the idea of hearing. And usually it's the idea of I or someone hearing. But even if it's the right intellectual understanding, it's still the idea of hearing. So actually the reality of hearing only appears at moments when there is direct understanding of the reality itself. So that's why the considering, the wise reflecting, which Sukhin was referring to, has to develop in order to condition the direct understanding of sound or hearing or any other reality when it appears, when it is experienced. So we learn how subtle the teachings are. It seems as hearing appearing, but it's just thinking about the idea that hearing appears. In fact, at the moment of hearing, only sound appears. The moment of thinking, it's the idea of about sound, the idea about seeing or hearing. But the understanding has to develop to directly know the characteristic of different realities. And only then is it the development of satipatthana. Now is just the wise reflecting about different dharmas.
And now I think you can go back and consider what earlier was your particular concern about attachment arising and craving arising and giving way to it and all that. That is not, that is, it seems that is so foolish, right? To want all that when there's so little understanding even about sound, for example.
Yeah.
Even I think and it's good to see that you only now started to understand what it means to the Dhamma that it appears now, what appear means.
Yeah. So one small comment, like in daily life, one is so busy, constantly doing something or whatever, the idea of doing something, so many things happening, appearing. So, is it possible to observe such a subtle Dhamma?
It's the way for all living beings, the way for all human beings, no matter what we're doing. It's the same, one chitta after another, through one of the five senses in the mind. So it's just the way it is, and that's why that's one reason why the samsara is so long.
And actually Advait, and it's actually, you also mentioned being so busy at this time of year, and we all know what this means. Lots of visitors, lots of work to do, so on and so on, shopping for Christmas and whatever else. But this is just a long, long story about life and about me and about situations and people. Nothing to do with understanding dhammas. How long does seeing last? It just arises for a moment, regardless of whether one's sitting cross-legged in the forest or running around the shops or busy working in the hospital. Hearing just arises for a moment. Thinking is for a moment. Whatever arises is just for a moment. So it's just our idea, our story about I and you and me and everyone being busy and rushing around
No,
and missing
I got
deadlines.
that. It's a story, but see, one is interacting with so many people in a day, then there
Another
is
story.
understanding.
Another story. Who is I and who are the other people that are interacting? What
Yeah,
is the like now? Are you interacting with other people here?
yeah, but
At a
now,
moment of seeing, is there you interacting? At a
no,
moment of hearing, is you interacting?
no.
Thinking thinks about I and you interacting. It's just a story, an idea, not the understanding of Dharma now.
Advait, I think that there's a general perception that awareness is something that can be applied, can be had during the day if the situation allows. In other words, if we're not completely distracted by other things. But this is not the awareness of which the Buddha spoke. That is a more conventional idea of awareness, which means paying attention to what is happening now
Yeah,
rather than being distracted from that.
yeah,
So we're not talking about a kind of awareness that is there by the exercise of one's will or paying attention. We are talking about the awareness that arises by conditions at a moment of kusala. And kusala, the consciousness, kusala consciousness cannot be aroused by effort on our part. So it just all depends on accumulated tendencies and that one's reflection on what has been heard about the value of kusala, for example. These moments will occur only relatively rarely in a day. So we can't have extended periods of awareness.
yeah,
And the important thing, though, is it doesn't really matter because having that kind of awareness that you have in mind isn't going to be of assistance in the long run. It's a kind of forced or false awareness. It's not kusala. Just like observing realities isn't kusala, it's an idea. It's motivated by the idea that that this is the way to develop understanding, whereas understanding has to occur by its own conditions. not because we have the idea that by doing this there'll be more understanding.
Yeah.
If we have the idea that if I had more free time, or I wasn't so busy, or didn't need to interact with so many people, then there would be more opportunity for awareness or studying the teachers. It indicates no understanding at this moment of what appears. It's just more craving and ignorance that's being accumulated when one thinks like that,
Yeah. So
forgetting
one can
about
say that
what is now.
one who is renounced a word, the monk. Monks have more time to, become aware and contemplate. So that's again a story, is it?
It
It's
is
a long
story.
story, wrong understanding.
Oh,
I heard about a monk in Australia who went 5 years without speaking to anyone and living on his own. And people think that's wonderful. What's the point? What's the purpose?
oh,
Without understanding anything about realities at the present moment, no matter whether you're living in the forest on your own or working in the hospital. It's just ignorance and attachment being accumulated all day. So
yeah,
life
So
is however it is at this moment, anytime, any place.
So Advait, so the reason for becoming a monk, what do you think it is? Is it to have more time to practice, to more time to study, or is it someone who sees the danger of attachment?
yeah. Someone who sees the danger of attachment, and of course, because they might get more free time because less family responsibilities.
But that isn't that more attachment to want more free time?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But without that, how can they see? Suppose I would have been attached to.
That is the life of the ideal. That's why the Buddha formed the Bhikkhu Sangha,
Yeah.
because that's the ideal. That's the ideal. It's for people who understand, not for people who want.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think in the text it explains that people give up the household life because it has become dusty and crowded as far as they are concerned. So they are they're not running away from anything. They're not trying to get more free time, but they are no longer suited to living in that environment. And they are more at home in the life of a bhikkhu. That's all.
Yeah. Because see, one more comment is, as a human being and who is trying to understand Buddha's teachings, it has been ingrained that one has to follow Shila, one has to follow Samadhi, then the Pragya gets
Yeah.
strengthened, and one has to do this, one has to do that. But
Right, right.
when I am hearing with to what you are saying, it's very liberating. So one has to do nothing actually.
Yes. Well, in a sense, that there's not something that one can do, is the way I would put it,
Yeah.
rather than one has to do nothing. There's not anything that can be done by deliberate effort
But yeah,
that will bring more suitable conditions for awareness and understanding.
yeah,
It's just the understanding itself gained from hearing the Buddha's teaching and considering the truth of what he taught,
yeah,
rather than trying to have awareness and understanding. One doesn't have to always be thinking about how can I have more awareness and understanding. It's really more the interest in considering the deep meaning of the Buddha's teaching that will condition the awareness and understanding, moments of awareness and understanding to occur.
mhm,
So it's not doing something.
yeah,
But these things happen. So meeting people who share one's interest in the Dhamma is something that happens by conditions. You can't make it happen.
Yeah.
Hearing a good explanation of the Dhamma is something that happens by conditions. One can't turn on the radio and listen and choose to listen to something that is going to be helpful and it's going to be useful. It's going to explain the world as it truly is. And all these things happen by conditions.
Yeah.
And also the reason why the teachings of the Buddha are so difficult to understand and are not easy to understand, and they are profound and they're subtle, because of the different approach to the problem of suffering and the problem of the akusala. So the approach of the Buddha is completely different from all the other teachers. Like, do this and that will you get better. Do that and don't do this, or you'll get worse. That's why they are not the teachings of the Buddha, because they're about doing this or doing that, or not doing this and not doing that. But there is they're all based on ignorance about the truth of the present moment, which is already gone. So how can you change what is already gone? There is no understanding of this basic truth, which only the Buddha knows and can teach and can explain and can make known to us. Otherwise, we would still looking for what is already gone. We would still looking to change what is not there anymore, which cannot be done. So why trying? Why wasting time in trying to change what is not there anymore? Can you answer that?
Yes, yes. That's very profound. So it's just the idea, because that moment is already gone. But then one has to take a resolve for the future also, right? Like there's a resolve that, okay, Saturday morning 8:30, Advait is going to take time and learn whatever in conventional truth we say. So there has to be a resolve in life, no?
Is that the
Yes.
teachings of the Buddha?
So Buddha said ki samma kammanto, na, you take actions which might help you to understand Dhamma.
Yeah, it sounds more like the teachings of someone else. But by listening to Ajahn for so many years, we begin to understand the real teachings, the true teachings of the Buddha, and it's
Did the Buddha
again the Pali you quoted, I don't recognize as anything the Buddha said.
Okay.
So it's someone's Pali, but not the Buddha's, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
What was the
Anyway,
term? Sama kamanto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the
Anyway,
Buddha ever say you take right action?
Yeah, in conventional way, we do say that.
We
Right?
say you take action, but what about at this moment? What about at this moment of right speech or right deeds with understanding. It's just a Dhamma, not you who can do anything. And nothing to do with conventional ideas about just being less busy and moving to a different place. It's just a moment.
And at Advait, now in any case, even you may have, and that's nothing wrong. We all plan for the future. And I had to tell myself this time that this Saturday I'm going to be coming. At try to get at the right time. Still, I was a little late. Anyway, that's normal, and that's thinking. It all depends, and we're not talking about situations. And we should remember that the Buddha's teaching is not talking about situation. If he's talking about right effort or whatever, it's all about the nature of that moment. So when there is intention, the wish to come and this thing, it may be thinking with kusala, or it may be thinking with akusala. It is at that moment what has arisen and gone away to be understood. That is not in anyone's control. And you don't even know if you plan to come today, there must be, maybe the meeting might be cancelled, right? So that also can be understood. And when you come and the meeting is on, it's still just all dhammas. It's all dhammas. And we're here talking about dhammas in the moment, which is appears and already gone with as which is what about dhammas now is already arisen by conditions and fallen away already, right? And that's what we're talking about here. Anyway, go on, please, John.
I just wanted to add a word about suffering because Advait mentioned it earlier, and I think we should explain that there's a common misconception here about suffering, dukkha. People think of it as you said, agitation and that kind of thing. Of course, that's a kind of suffering, but 2 points. One is that there are other kinds of suffering, like painful bodily feeling, for example, when there is illness or accident or injury that happen, regardless of regardless of one's level of understanding. They are the result of past karma, and even the Buddha experienced painful bodily feeling when his foot was splintered and so forth. But there's also another kind of suffering that he taught about, and that is the suffering or the unsatisfactoriness of conditioned realities, that everything is momentary and arising by conditions, falling away. So it's not a safe refuge of any kind, even though we cling to the pleasant feeling or we cling to the understanding or whatever. So when in the teachings it talks about the cessation of dukkha, of suffering, it doesn't mean no more unpleasant feeling. It means that the person who has attained final enlightenment, after that, the death in that final lifetime, there's no more rebirth, no more conditioned realities. And that is what is meant in the teachings by the cessation of dukkha, not what we would think of as the cessation of suffering. Different altogether. Thanks. Just wanted to make that comment.
Yeah.
In that sense, just a short comment. In that sense, it is we can understand what it means that birth is suffering. We think that because of birth, suffering follows. There's old age, sickness, death, and all that. But actually, birth itself is a Dhamma. It's rises and falls away, and that is suffering.
Yeah.
Even understanding now is dukkha. Even kindness is dukkha. Whatever arises and falls away is dukkha, unsatisfactory, not a refuge, not worth clinging to.
Yeah.
And I was going to just, you mentioned about one has to follow sila, one has to follow samadhi. What about now? Is there sila now?
Yeah.
Is it kusala sila or akusala sila? Because sila can be kusala or akusala. So at the moment of wise considering, kusala sila, but the moment of clinging to the sound, clinging to one's own idea, akusala sila. So sila is just the nature of the chitta, the wholesome or unwholesome chitta and cetasikas, just for a moment. Is there anyone that can follow sila?
No.
Or it's just another Dhamma that arises and falls away by conditions?
Yeah.
So even now during the Dhamma discussion, moments of kusala sila, many, many moments of akusala sila, moments of clinging, moments of ignorance, moments of doubt, moments of agitation.
Yeah.
So kusala sila is just for a moment now. It's not something that I follow at that moment of thinking like that. It's a kusala sila.
Yeah.
Lots of topics. Let's see if Ajahn would like to add more comments on any of these topics. Ajahn?
Is there Dhamma now?
Yes.
What is it?
Seeing.
Okay. What is seeing?
Seeing is chitta, consciousness.
What is citta or consciousness?
Nama Dhamma, which appears and experiences something.
All are words, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But what is the reality or the truth, which even we don't use any word at all, there can be the understanding of the nature of it. That's why not just the word, because only the word cannot condition the understanding of any reality. But when there is the understanding so firm about the word represents a reality, there must be a reality, even there's no word. But why do we have to use word for each reality? To represent each one as it is different.
Yeah.
So not just the word nama or the word Dhamma that is seeing right now. Is it conditioned to arise or can it arise by itself?
It is conditioned to arise.
What conditioned it?
Different, maybe intention to see.
Seeing, just seeing. That is seeing right now. It's real. It's conditioned.
Yeah.
And what conditioned it to arise?
This screen, this lights, or yeah, some.
What you are talking about, that which is seen, or what?
Yeah, because there is a consciousness, different realities, like light that conditions seeing.
Can we talk just one reality at a time?
So light is the reality that is conditioned seeing.
And why do we talk just about one reality at a time?
Because one moment, only one reality.
For now, we are talking about seeing or that which is seen.
We're talking about seeing.
Okay. What is the nature of seeing?
It's anatta.
Or dhammas, every dhamma,
Yeah.
anatta. But not just seeing. So, what is just seeing? Is it different from other reality?
Yes.
So, what is it?
Seeing is a Nama-Dhamma.
Attachment is Dhamma as well,
Yeah.
but they are different. So, what is just seeing itself, not attachment or aversion? Just seeing.
Yeah.
What is the nature, the reality of it different from other Nama, Dhamma?
Seeing is one of the 6 chittas, the seeing consciousness, the hearing consciousness, the touch consciousness.
So, what is Chitta?
Chitta is the reality which arises and experiences uh, something.
Attachment is also arises and experience the object which seeing or hearing experienced. So, what is the difference between Chitta and attachment?
So this chitta gives rise to attachment.
And attachment gives rise to Chitta.
Yes.
So, they are the same, just give rise to the other.
Yeah.
Are they the same or not the same?
They are different, but they uh, one seeing gives rise to attachment, and attachment can also give rise to seeing.
So
More,
they are the same, just give rise to the other.
yeah,
But they are not the same. Seeing is not that which experiences it by way of attachment or aversion at all.
mm,
Seeing itself is different from other mental factors or cetasikas. That's
yeah,
why citta cannot be cetasika.
yeah,
And citta, no matter how many of them, all of them cannot be citta. Right?
yeah.
So, is there any difference between citta and cetasika?
Yes,
What is the difference? Otherwise, it cannot be known as it is. As
yeah,
it is each reality is different.
yeah.
So, what is citta?
Chitta is the consciousness,
What do you mean?
the hearing consciousness,
What do you mean, consciousness?
the reality that arises and experiences the.
Attachment also arises and experiences the object.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I don't know the difference between chitta and chetasika, how it is different in a experiential way.
That's why Sadidhamma is not just remember the term or the word, but understanding the nature of reality.
Mm,
Each one is so very subtle.
yeah,
That's why we learn to understand, even right now, there is not just seeing itself arising. There must be what you know, cetasikas arising together, sharing the same object, experience the same object, but they are different. See, each one is different. No one there at all. This is the way to begin to understand what is meant Dhamma, a reality, not anyone at all. Each one is different. Each one is different. So whatever is real is Dhamma, isn't it?
yes,
Sabbe Dhamma Anatta.
yeah,
So it's not you see or anyone see at all. Seeing is a reality, arises. Now it has a reason by conditions and experience and object. So now the object of seeing is seen, is there, all day. But the seeing does not appear to be experienced. To understand it as is not that which is seen at all. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there ignorance of seeing right now?
Yes.
Is there attachment to seeing right now?
Yes.
Do you want not to have any more attachment? Just a dream, like there is still you and wanting and so on, because no understanding of the ultimate truth of a moment as not anyone. Sabbe Dhamma anatta. No matter what is there is real. It is anatta. So understand more about the word anatta. See, what else is anatta?
Sabbe rupa anatta.
What rupa is anatta?
The sound,
Okay, what else?
the light, colors,
Okay, what else?
touch, smell,
Okay, why they are anatta?
because they arise and pass away.
Okay, can they experience anything?
No.
No, that's why. That's the meaning of the rupa dhamma, not just the word rupa, rupa,
Yeah.
but whatever is there cannot experience anything at all. So can the seeing be rupa?
No.
Can the smell be rupa?
No.
The smell, not smelling.
Yeah. Smell. Smell is rupa. Yeah.
What is rupa?
The reality which arises and not able to experience anything itself.
So at moment of smelling, what is rupa?
Smell is rupa.
And what is not the rupa?
Smelling is not rupa.
Okay, is it you?
No.
Not at all.
No.
That's why we learn to understand that cannot be taken to be anyone or anything at all, because it is conditioned to arise and fall away. Never be the same at all in samsara, the cycle of birth and death, on and on and on. Never be the same. What has risen and fallen away? Fallen away, what does it mean? They cannot arise at all or fallen away. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. So now we just listen to understand the difference between that seeing and that which is seen. But at moment of seeing, is there any understanding of seeing, even right now? Only
No.
the word and the term about it, but
Yeah.
never get closer to realize the truth of it.
Yeah.
It's useless just to know the story of it,
Yeah.
because whatever is true has to be realized to have firm confidence of no one and no self, because whatever is there is conditioned to arise. So now, what is the difference between the chitta and the cetasika? Right now,
Yeah. Right now, the seeing
the chitta,
is the chitta.
what is the difference between the chitta and the cetasika? Not just in word, but understanding it little by little
Mm.
to be firm, confident.
Mm.
See, so what is the difference between citta and cetasika? They arise together, condition each other, sharing the same object, falling away together, but they are different.
Mm.
If there's no understanding from the very beginning, it cannot understand the truth because it's just the word. So the word covers up the truth. If there is only just understanding the meaning of the word. But the point is not to understand the meaning of the word. It is understanding the reality as it is right now. As what? A
Yes.
Dhamma, a reality, different one, just arise by conditions and falling away instantly, never to return, never to arise again. That's why beginning to understand the meaning of anatta, no atta, no I, not anything at all. So no matter we heard whatever, anytime, just condition, firm confidence of no one, no self. All dhammas are anatta. What is there is conditioned to arise and fall away, never to arise again, until it's not just the understanding, the intellectual understanding, but it can be realized. Is it true?
Yes.
The point of listening is not just to understand the word, but to realize the truth. So without understanding the difference between citta and citasikas, how can there be the understanding of citta, the seeing?
Yeah.
So what is the difference between citta, the seeing, and the citasikas arising with it? Without careful considering, it's just the word. They are different. But now what appears can be just only one Dhamma at a time. So is it now seeing appear
Yeah.
again? Is seeing appearing now?
No, seeing is always there. Sound,
Yes.
light appears.
Seeing does not appear.
Yeah.
No matter at any time today, isn't it? Just learn to understand that there is seeing, where seeing does not appear to be known, as it is seeing, not other reality at all. So now have confidence of the difference between each Dhamma, even Citta and Cetasika. So what is the difference again between Citta and Cetasika? Why do we talk about it? To have a little more understanding of Dhamma. They are so very subtle. So now, be true to the truth. Satya Parami. So very subtle. That's why not just hearing and remembering the term, Citta is Nama, Cetasika is a Dhamma, that's not enough at all. But it's not the understanding of the seeing right now. Just learn to know that it's a reality which experiences that which is seen, while there are other mental factors, cetasikas, arising together, but they cannot be citta. Is this the understanding Dhamma? Little by little, that it's there, but it does not appear, so it cannot be known yet until more understanding, intellectual understanding, the first round of the Ariya Satya, because there are 3 rounds of Ariya Satya. So it's not just try to concentrate, to meditate in order to understand what? No understanding of what is there at all. So trying what? Doing what? Meditate what? When there's no understanding. It's wrong. It's real because it's a reality which takes that which is not as it is. It cannot be anyone, but it's taken for I and something.
Yeah.
Is there any question?
Yeah. So, thank you for the teachings. So, in real life, should one try to understand these things?
Should one try all are dhammas?
Yeah.
Right? What dhammas are there are not known yet. So the firm idea of I, so very firm that it any moment, as soon as one wakes up, I wake up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I all day,
Yeah.
all what in one's life, from life to life.
Yeah.
So it's so very, very enormous ignorance,
Yeah.
condition, attachment to even right now, when it's not known, there is attachment to that as something. See, beginning to take it for something instantly, wrong from the very beginning. And is that wrong idea real?
Is the which idea real?
Is the wrong understanding, wrong idea real?
Yeah, it's real.
It's a reality. It's not you. It's not anyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why there is a word for it. Wrong is miccha, not samma.
Yeah, wrong view.
And view is idea.
Yeah,
Wrong understanding.
yeah,
Miccha ditti and
exactly.
right one is samma ditti.
Yeah,
See, where are they? Where are they? Where is moment of miccha ditti and where's moment of samma ditti? See, this is not I, but the understanding begins to develop, to understand the truth of what is there.
yeah,
Because before understanding arises no understanding. But when there are conditions for understanding to arise, it has arisen, not you understand.
yeah,
All are dhammas, even right understanding and wrong understanding.
yeah,
So today, a little firmer understanding of no matter what, it's real at moment when it's there appearing, but no understanding of it. That's why the word avijja, so very enormous. But the one who had enlightened the truth, the ultimate truth. So each word of truth is what he said long time ago. But no matter when, the truth is the truth. Eons, thousand years ago or ahead, seeing is seeing. No one sees, but no understanding. So there is wrong understanding. I see, not just seeing, sees. So we listen to the truth to get closer to understand seeing. If we don't talk about it at all, can it be object of studying, learning, attending a little more or little by little to realize the nature of it as just a moment of experiencing that which impinge on the eye base. And where's the eye base? Because seeing is there, arising at the eye base when it's impinged on by a reality which is seen right now. See, just a moment of truth has to begin to understand the nature of what is there as no one, not anyone. Seeing is a reality, is conditioned by the eye and that which impinge on it to arise to see only that at the eye base, isn't it? Is it true?
Yes.
See, so short, so quick. How many moments of seeing right now? See, seeing is one moment only. And what it's seen is just speck of that which impinge on the eye base. It cannot be the television or flower or bed or road or sky or moon or sun at all. How subtle it is. And what is there has to arise. Otherwise, it cannot be there. And it cannot arise by itself. It's conditioned by its proper conditions to arise to be just as it is, no matter what degree of attachment or ignorance, all by conditions. So, is there just a little of ignorance right now,
Yes.
or enormous ignorance, no understanding of anything at all?
Mhm.
See,
And at the moment of trying to understand, is
Yeah.
there ignorance?
Yes, yes.
And at the moment of trying to understand, is there wrong understanding?
Yes.
Yeah, wrong understanding with attachment and ignorance. When
Yeah.
it's because at a moment of understanding, no idea of trying to understand, but when it's trying to understand, for sure, it's the idea of I trying. So understanding leads to the letting go of the idea of I doing anything, how I should be less busy for understanding, or how I should try to understand, or I should be aware now, because the understanding understands that each Dhamma arises by conditions and falls away, not in the control of I at all. And
Yeah.
on the point about the chitta and the cetasika, so as you know, when seeing arises, there are many mental factors like passa and sanya and vedana arising with it, but only seeing sees what is visible. It's the leader, the chief in experiencing the object, but it needs the support of each of the other cetasikas, the 7 cetasikas that arise with it, to condition it, to make it possible for seeing to see the object. But only one chitta at each moment can be the leader in experiencing the object. So seeing is the chitta, and the other mental factors are cetasikas at each moment. They each condition each other, each have their own particular role to play.
Yeah.
But the seeing doesn't appear, the sanya doesn't appear, the passa doesn't appear, unless there is direct understanding of the characteristic of any of those realities when they appear. But at the moment of seeing, only the light, the color appears. That's all. And
Yeah.
just because we're almost out of time, I think Prakash, did you want to bring up your points that you put in the notes in the chat?
Yeah, sir, I'm traveling. I think there will be a lot of disturbance.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to ask that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
And the point about your question, Prakash, I know you can't speak, but hearing doesn't last. It just arises for a moment when, as you say, the sound is impinged on the ear sense. Hearing arises conditioned by the ear base, the sound, past karma, the cetasikas that arise with it. It arises for a moment and is gone. So it's not as though hearing is there lasting for more than that split moment, gone instantly.
Yeah.
Yes, Advait.
So I just, so in conventional truth, I just want to ask that in your daily life, do you have two compartments like conventional reality where you are saying I, you're working, you are talking, there is a lot of ignorance, craving, and there is a compartment of a paramartha, matlab the ultimate truth, where you are actually aware of these things, or how it is?
I don't think about compartments at all. Life carries on as usual, working, sleeping, eating, and so on. But in truth, at each moment, there are only Paramattha Dhammas. But one doesn't have to change one's daily habits and focus on Paramattha Dhammas. One doesn't have to think, oh, now is a time for awareness and understanding. Now is a time for conventional realities and busyness. It's not like that at all.
Yeah,
Because at any moment, there is just seeing, there is just hearing, just thinking, ignorance. But it's not a matter of stopping or changing or doing anything at all.
yeah,
So just let understanding develop naturally, work its way. No need to think about, okay, now it's time for my work and now it's time for Dharma study. No, even at the moment of when watching television or talking to one's friends, there's still different realities. And it just depends whether there are moments of wise considering and understanding or not. So letting go of the baggage, the burden of I doing or changing life or compartmentalizing is very liberating. So,
yeah,
like you, we used to have very busy, long jobs, working very long hours. But I never thought, oh, this is a hindrance to Dharma study. I never thought like that at all, not for one moment.
okay.
So, carry on with your life and good work and good deeds as normal, and let understanding develop
Yeah,
by reflecting more about the Dhammas now that you've mentioned, the Nama Dhammas and the Rupa Dhammas, all anatta.
yeah,
And it will work its way.
yeah.
No
Because
need to waste time thinking about going to a special place or compartmentalizing or being less busy or any of these things.
yeah. So one thing I just want to comment that when we have this session, like on Saturday and Monday, my day is different. It seems that there is more. Uh, I don't know. It is all ignorance only, but I let me just express what I feel. Maybe that those days when we discuss, there is more peace. Probably there is some understanding. There is something. And then as the weekdays go, then again there is probably wrong view, and that takes over. So there is more agitation. And in general, I'm just sharing with you.
So the listening, the considering, the reflecting is very important. In the beginning, not enough confidence and a lot of doubt and wondering still what I should do and how I should change this, lost in the world of situations and stories, the layers and layers of ideas about this and that. So the understanding has to develop on and on and on. That's all. So it's natural. It's like that.
Yeah.
And so what? Bound to be countless moments of wrong view, countless moments of ignorance, countless moments of clinging, but they're not mine. They don't belong to you. They're just different dharmas arising and falling away, all gone. What happened during the week, the ignorance, the agitation, and so on, all gone. So forget it. What about now?
Yeah.
Always back to now.
Yeah.
Appreciate your interest a lot, Advait.
Thank you.
More smiling and less stories about all the tension in my heart and my head and my pains here and there. Letting go by understanding a little more about this moment.
Yeah.
And we just have a few minutes. Let's see if Ajahn would like to say anything more before we finish.
Do we have enough understanding?
No.
So Can we have a little more understanding?
Yes.
How? How come?
Yeah, by right conditions.
What you just said, right?
Yeah.
To consider. Is that the way? The only way to listen again, even it's just the word about seeing, never enough yet, as long as it is not realized as it is, as no one and not anything at all. Anatta, all dhammas are anatta.
Mm.
Nobody can change the truth. So the moment of being true to the truth is right because of right understanding, which understand what is true and what is not true.
Yeah.
From moment to moment, from time to time in life, gradually, and how much understanding has developed is unknown. No one knows at all until hearing again, listening again. It's time to understand how much or very little understanding of just seeing, just only one reality, seeing. Is it so subtle? Right now, seeing, how much understanding of it, little by little. And what about other realities? There is not just seeing, so many realities in life, and only once in samsara. Seeing just a moment ago couldn't arise again, fallen away. Each reality, each moment is just like that, never be the same. But there are conditions for whatever arises until no condition at all for anything to arise. Is that you thought about from the very beginning to have less attachment until no attachment at all. Better than just less, no attachment at all. Is it possible?
Yes.
Can it be soon? So soon?
Don't know.
That's the right answer. Never know. Because little by little, from how long ago, enormous ignorance from moment to moment up till now. So it doesn't matter at all. It cannot be gone without understanding. Just like now, it's there, on and on and on, by conditions, until right understanding is fully enlightened the truth. No one knows when. But without understanding, it has to be ignorance and attachment conditioned for what arises like now, on and on and on. And it's time now, Swadika.
Sawadika. Namaste.
Sadika.
Thank you.
สวัสดีครับ
อาจารย์ค่ะ
Thank you, Advait. Well done.
ค่ะ
everyone.
Being in the hot seat all day.
Give Prakash a little holiday.